about fears. Let's talk about love. Yeah, I got fears, but I ain't got no love.
Good evening and welcome back to Unsolved No More. Today what I wanted to do was provide a quick update for those of you who have been watching or have watched my Redemption from Death Row series with Bill Noguera. Now, as most of you know, he has been removed from death row and he is in what is called administrative segregation, where he has to be in this little like temporary holding section within the prison before he gets released to general population. This is after 40 years being on death row. It's been about 3 months, almost 4 months, I think, since we did our last show, and I still want that to continue, but we've taken a break, obviously, because it's crazy to me. And maybe, you know, I have a lot of prison guards that watch this, because some of them have reached out to me and let me know some things about Bill, as a matter of fact. So yeah, that's crazy in itself. But he goes from death row to where it seems like he had a bunch of privileges. And I hate talking about somebody. It's just weird talking about somebody. I don't know. I guess you do it all the time. I do it on other videos all the time, so it shouldn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It's just I'm talking about Bill, and some of these things I don't know for sure. But it just seems to me that while he was on death row, at least the past year that I've been associating with him, he had a lot of privileges, at least within his cell. Meaning, I know he watched TV because that's how he had somebody reach out to me. He said he saw me on the History Channel. So I know that they have TV. He had phone calls because he called me every Wednesday. And then he gets moved to this, he gets taken off death row, which is, in my mind, the worst that you can get, you know, inside a prison. And maybe it's not this way, but in my mind, that's how it plays out. So he's taken off death row, which is, for him, you would think, or any prisoner, that's a win. You know, hey, we know they're not going to be executed, especially in California. But he is out of his cell and has, you would think, more privileges. But and he has written me a couple of times because he gets no telephone calls. And in fact, in his letter that he wrote me, he said that he is actually writing the letter with lead or just an ink tip from a pen, because they are not allowed to have full pens where he's at or something. And then he had asked me for my phone number because he said they had taken everything from him. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. No, Bill's not lying to me. It's just the way the prison system is set up that doesn't make sense to me. You're taking a guy that's been on death row for 40 years. He seems, at least in my mind, to have a lot of privileges because he's painted beautiful art. They've been shown in galleries worldwide. He's been, I think, mentioned in Forbes magazine he's written at least one book. I have right there, at least one, and I know he's working on another one because I just wrote a foreword to the publisher for him for that. But he had all the, and he was calling me. He had all these privileges. And then they say, hey, you are no longer on death row. We're going to move you to general population. And then he's in this segregation unit. He refers to it as the hole, where he only gets 3 showers a day, and it's cold water, no hot water, no phone calls, all those things. And I'm like, wow, I thought you were going to be happy moving from death row to this. But it's the prison population, I guess. I mean, that's just how the prison operates. It's just very odd to me. You would think it would be the reverse. That on death row, you wouldn't get anything. No phone calls. There is where you would get 3 showers, and it would be cold water. Not when you've been taken off death row. See what I'm saying? But I did finally get a phone call from Bill this Saturday. And, you know, he seemed in good spirits. He told me all this stuff. He said it should be another month, I think, before he is out of that segregation unit and into another, could be another completely new prison. I don't know that for sure. So it was just odd, but it was nice to hear from him, to be honest with you. It was nice to know he's okay. He did tell me that when he went out into the yard, but I guess he was separated from everybody else, or wherever they are in that segregation unit. He didn't have any contact physically with anyone, but verbally somebody did say something to him about being a prisoner detective or something to that effect. So for you that have asked, you know, about his safety and things like that, you know, obviously the word's out, right? If they say that to him. So one thing I know, you know, Bill knows how to handle himself. And I'm not just saying physically. I know physically he can, but he's getting up there in age. But mentally, 40 years inside those walls, he knows how to protect himself. He knows what to say, what not to say. So am I really concerned about Bill? No. And I hope that we continue to work together. And listen, as I've said before, it's all about learning. It's all about knowledge on my end. Now, I must admit that I've grown accustomed to Bill. And in fact, I would lean on the side of saying that I like Bill. One thing for sure I can say is that I respect Bill. But that's not hard for me to do. When I was a police officer on the streets and I worked undercover with the FBI and all those things, and when I ran our drug task force, I remember having a meeting with everybody. And, you know, I said, hey, listen, I'm taking over and this is how it's going to be. Number one, first and foremost, you treat everybody with respect. And they were like, were these drug dealers? Yes. You treat drug dealers with respect. Okay? Everybody deserves a respect until it's time not to treat him with respect. And I felt like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse giving that speech, because of course somebody's in the back. When will we know when that time is not to treat him nice? And now Patrick Swayze says, you won't. I'll let you know. But I wasn't that smart at the time to quote a Patrick Swayze Roadhouse movie. I said, you'll know when it's the time, because I know when it's time. When they spit on you, okay, they physically try to injure you, then you put them down, and you put them down hard. So they know never to do that again. Because it's okay to have differing opinions. Disrespect is not okay. And that's in my book. And I've always operated that, and I've taught, the people under me that. To me, it didn't matter that they're a drug dealer. Okay? Circumstances, situations, the way they're brought up are different than what I am. It could be a passing phase, whatever it is. They're breaking the law. I'm not going to give them a pass, but I'll respect them. I don't look down upon them, and think I'm all uppity. That pisses me off when people do that. For me, it's always about respect. You'll get more in life when you give respect than you would making it us against them. But there are those occasions, and it certainly has happened, where, I've been spit on, been assaulted. Now, granted, when I've been assaulted, they knew I was there as well, put it that way. You don't have to take that, and that's what I told my guys. Somebody spits in your eye, kicks you in the groin, don't stand there and take it. You put them down, and you put them down hard, so they know never to do it again. That was my philosophy. Good, bad, or indifferent. So anyhow, I think Bill knows the art of respect, and he gives me respect, and I give it back to him, regardless of why he's in prison. And that's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but I don't care. I don't care about your opinion. That's what I feel, what I'm doing, and how I operate. And I learn from Bill. He's been around those convicts, been around those serial murderers. And I've studied serial killers my entire life. Okay? And there's always something more to learn. You never know everything. Okay? You can always learn. Whether it be from another convict, whether it's through the serial killer's family members. Good place to learn stuff from. Always learning. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I've done with Bill. So that's the update on Bill Noguera. We are most certainly going to continue to do our series once he gets to general population. I guess that's what it's called. And gets his privileges back, where he can have a full pencil or a full pen, where he can make phone calls, where he can take hot showers instead of cold showers, things like that. So that's my update on Bill Noguera. Just wanted to let you guys know. Hope you stay tuned for the next series in that Redemption from Death Row, or next episode from the Redemption from Death Row series. I'm not sure what it's going to be on yet, but stay tuned for it, okay? Thanks for watching. Mains out.
But I